Everything went my way. Okay, wave. I can wave. Okay, I think we're back on, ladies and gents. So, yes, the good news stories, or anyone that wants to say hello, say hello. You know. Hi, Vanessa! Charlie White, big shout out. Are you old enough to go to Slytherin house yet? I don't know. Charlie White, you gotta watch out for that kid. Maniac. But I love him lots. Hi, Button. Sending you lots of love. Oh, I miss your cuddles. All right, we're still waiting to connect with this latest victim. Oh, I didn't ask her the trivia question. Shit. By the way, these ones are way too hard, man.
Are they? But these are direct match. I'll find an easier one for them.
Okay, yeah, find something to ease them in. Ha! For some reason, that one didn't work. Let's try again. God bless the Wi-Fi speeds. It don't always do what I need. Oh no, technical difficulty for me and T and you and me. Technical difficulty, and I'll be with you in 1, 2, 3 because there's a technical difficulty. I love Crab and Goyle. Yeah, shout outs to Crab and Goyle, Jamie and Josh. I haven't seen them for a long time, but spoke to them recently. It'd be cool to get them together. In fact, yes, can someone give them a nudge on Instagram and get them up to say hello, and I'll try and join them into the group. Ah, what's your...
That was very complicated.
We got there.
I mean, my thumbs are bleeding. I've been pressing so many buttons. Look at you, so colourful. If you had a beauty team in there, if you had someone come and do your hair and makeup, you look rather glamorous.
Willow has done. Willow's
done it. Right. Willow did a bit quick good work. Got in the bath and got out and sprayed you and give you a light sprinkling.
Why do you think it was 1 p.m? It took 4 hours to get ready.
It was very good.
How are you, mate?
Very nice. You've had a stylist. Nothing. I'm good. I'm good. It's very lovely to see your face. Listen, my daughter. I'm in my bedroom here. I kicked everyone out. Everyone, like there was a crowd in my bedroom. But my 14-year-old wandered in and went, "What are you listening to?" And I said, "It's Tom." I turned around and she went, "He can sing," and then left the room. That is a massive compliment.
Like the biggest compliment you.
Yeah, nice voice. She said, "It's true."
I got you there.
There you go.
I'll take it where I can get it. I'll take it and get it. You can sing. I'm sure you can sing.
No, do you know how much I'd love to be able to sing? I've actually been offered musicals before and had to turn them down and phone the producer and go, "Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't offer me." Do you understand how much I'd love to take the job? But the theatres would be empty. They'd all be asking for their money back.
I fear this is you being your bashful self. I'm sure
No,
you could.
I'm not modest at all.
What would you if you could have one? If you could do one musical, what would it be?
Rocky Horror Show.
Oh man, yeah, it's one of my dear friend's favorite. I'm going to be guilty and say I've never seen it.
Oh God, well, I'm jealous of you because then you've got that pleasure to come. Rocky, yeah, Frankenfurter. Love to be Frankenfurter.
Was that a musical before it was a film? Obviously.
Yeah. I saw it as a teenager. I don't know how I saw it, but I saw it in the West End, and then it went to Edinburgh. I think it was like a fringe sensation. Then it was in the West End, and then it was a film with the most definitive performance ever. That's like saying I'd like to play, Mary Poppins, or well, Emily Blunt did that. But
you'd be a fabulous Mary.
Tim Curry was incredible.
Oh, it was Tim Curry's part. Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. Is it again as an ignoramus? Is it vocally demanding? Because I know some musicals.
No, it's not,
I would never be able to do Les Mis or something like that. But
no.
I quite fancy the idea of doing something a little easier on the.
Yeah, you could bunch of stuff. You'd be great as Billy Flynn. Billy Flynn's a fab part in Chicago. What have you seen?
Chicago. I do remember that. As soon as he walked in the joint, that Chicago.
That's not in Chicago.
Fuck, sorry. All right, it was a long time.
All that jazz. You were going to go into all that jazz, but that's a woman's song. But,
yeah, thank you. You should have just agreed. No.
Have you seen any musicals? Have you ever been?
Yes, I have. I love musical theatre. My mum got me into it quite early on. Trying to think what the early memories are. Blood Brothers.
Blood Brothers, fantastic music, cracking. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother my brother used to do a lot of them. So when I was like a little nipper, I used to go and watch him in Chisney, Carousel, Oklahoma,
Oh, nice.
Guys
Classics.
and Dolls.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
But
yeah.
but you know, recently I've just been completely overwhelmed with Hamilton.
Yeah. Who isn't?
Have you
Did you see
seen it?
John Krasinski's? Yeah, I saw it in New York and I saw it in London. Actually, I saw it in New York, and a mate of mine had a friend who worked on the electric crew, so I got tickets for $100. And I was sitting there, and I was sitting next to a couple who paid $7,000 for two seats. First of all, I was thinking, why didn't you go to the Caribbean for a month, you moron? But then I was thinking, but how good does a show have to be to justify 7,000? It's got to be like Jesus and the Beatles or something coming out. You know.
Featuring, yeah. No, I would have gone up to 6.5, but 7's a joke.
No, it was mental. And then I saw it in London, and the kid who played Hamilton, young man who played Hamilton, was utterly brilliant, and had just come from my drama school, so that was nice to see him. But
great.
Just as good in London. Yeah.
Marvelous. All right,
Do you see the John Krasinski thing?
What, the sort of TV, the sort of the news show that he's kind of doing? Or...
Yeah, he did Hamilton. Like, there was a kid who wanted to go to Hamilton, and they got the whole cast to sing to her on Zoom.
No, I did not see that.
You've got to watch it.
Well, these are the sorts of things I'm hoping we can achieve together.
No, it was good news. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. There wasn't a dry trouser in the house. It was fantastic.
Oh, mate, that's awesome. Yeah, no, Derek showed it to me the other day, actually. That's the kind of thing that I'd like to do. So people are throwing questions at me to ask you.
Go.
Have you found a replacement for Dobby?
Yeah. Dobby. I didn't miss Dobby for a split second. I despised Dobby.
I'm just kidding.
Monstrous.
That one was from me.
Monstrous, pointy-eared little git he was.
What? No, seriously though.
Actually, here's my replacement for Dobby. Hey, Missy, come here. Come here, baby.
Dobby.
Come here. Give us a kiss. Give us a kiss.
Come
on. Look, there she is.
Oh, Willow, why are you doing that?
Look at that.
Who's that?
Look, that's Missy.
Missy,
who was basically a stuffed toy. She's a stuffed toy. She goes from the couch to the bed. And then in between, we drag her around the block and leave paw prints in the pavement. She doesn't want to go.
She certainly looks a lot better than Dobby did.
Yeah. I hated Dobby. I hated Dobby for many reasons. Partly I hated Dobby because he was a monstrous little git and very ungrateful, but also people cared so much more about Dobby dying than any of the rather marvellous actors and fully realised characters that Joe created. I think that says something wrong about humanity.
Rarely do we agree, Father, but I'm completely with you on this. I never liked him. He looked funny. He was never sweet and endearing.
I was also rather jealous of Toby Jones, that brilliant actor who got to play Dobby, because, of course, he didn't have to sit in makeup for hours. He just rocked out of bed at 10 or 11 o'clock, stood at the side of the set, having coffee and a sandwich, and did the lines and went home again.
In his pyjamas.
In his pyjamas.
Yeah, it's not a bad gig, is it? It's not a bad gig. Anyway, listen.
Did you interact? I'm trying to remember. Did you interact with Dobby ever? Did you have to look at him? Or
No, because didn't they just put like a little green gremlin shaped thing
no,
as
reference?
reference?
They're all there for nothing. Because the first thing I had to shoot was the last bit of Chamber of Secrets. And
wait, the first scene you ever did?
Yeah, first thing I ever did was the end of it with Richard Harris and Daniel.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, of course.
And it occurred to me that Dobby was standing there. So I said, where's Dobby? And they went, well, it's wherever you want to look. And I went, but where do you want to put him? And they went, it's up to you. And I went, oh, okay. So, like, well, if I look there? And they went, yeah, okay, it's good. And there'd be a little drawing. I went, what about if I look over there? And they went, yeah, it's fine over there as well. And I went, let's go over there then.
Let's go with this one. The left side is good.
And then I go, what height is he? And they go,
did you have Toby or anyone there to? Did he have any lines in that bit, Dobby?
No, he didn't speak in that bit. He spoke outside, but he knocked me on my ass.
Right. Because I'm thinking of the classic line, which I'm sure one of you told me that it wasn't scripted, or
yes.
Hopefully, Harry Potter will be here to always save the day. Something along those lines.
Close enough. It's because I didn't have an exit line. And I don't know if it was my ego, Jason's ego, or Lucius' ego. But the first shot I had to do was just leaving the room with Richard going, thank you, Lucius, that'll be all. And Rita and I went, I don't. And so I went over to the director, still a bit shy because it's my first day, and I go, I think he'd say something. He's a bit proud.
Yeah, right.
A pompous fool in front of Harry. I don't think he'd be stripped down like that. And he went, okay, why don't you try something? And I went, like what? And he goes, I don't know, just try something. I went, okay. So because Richard was quite scary, Richard. He was quite intimidating. And he looked, thank you, Mr. Samuel. And I said, let us hope Mr. Potter will always be around to save the day. And Daniel, all of 12 then, I think, puffed his little chest out, stepped forward and went, don't worry, I will be. And I thought, bloody hell, he's good, isn't he?
Little bastard.
Little
Trying
bastard.
to steal my thunder.
He wasn't meant to get the last
3
line.
years in RADA.
Yeah.
And now, it was a very good line. I like to think that maybe Columbus would have whispered that in his ear. I mean,
No, he just came up with the top of his head. He was right in it.
No, Daniel didn't. I was going to ask that. When did you first realise that I was a far better actor than any of the other children?
Well, the second I met you. So it was quite clear.
I thought I could tell.
It was obvious.
I threw the ball up there.
They're really, in some ways, you know, I thought they did very well with the one dimensions they had to play with. And all their spare dimensions they gave to you.
Well, you know, I was lucky to work with such great. In fact, you know, it's
true.
My first memory of us doing a scene together. I don't think I'd met you before this. We were on set. We were just about to do Borgin, and
well, I didn't have a lot of 12-year-old friends.
I know.
Oh, you mean on the set, right? Okay.
Well,
so in life.
I don't believe I'd met you before. If I had met you before, it was without the wig and without all the stuff on. So I just would have thought that, you know, I don't know what you were. Anyway, we were outside Borgin and Burke's, and all in the full gear. We'd just taken a few pictures, stills. There's a famous one of, like, you know, me being a little pauper and you standing. Yeah. And I just remember, you know, the usual that I'd seen from other adult cast members was, you know, quiet down now, people, and everyone would start to chill. And then we're going to get ready to roll, and then some actors will, whatever, take a moment with their eyes closed, or do a vocal exercise, or something just to sort of trigger everyone else to be like, we're about to go. So then it would be, you know, fun. Rolling, sound speed. And you were telling me a story about some hilarious story about you trying to help someone across the road, and I don't know what it was, but it was a very light-hearted.
Completely obscene and inappropriate.
But it was very funny, and it was very light-hearted, and you were lovely, and you were looking at me smiling. You were like, "My dear boy, you really gave me some good vibes." And then the moment you're telling the story and rolling, and you're telling the story, and action, don't touch it. There you go, and then whack with the cane or whatever it was. You turned into a vicious man very quickly. I always remember that.
Sorry. For those people listening who don't know the story, sorry, we had told before. They built this cane, this wand thing that we had.
I was going to ask you about
that. I actually had it for a video the other day. But anyway.
I wanted to ask you the story about how that came around, but yeah, sorry.
Well, I'll say that in a minute. But anyway, because they end up with this thing, and it's very heavy. It's got a huge silver snake's head at the top, with some very sharp fangs. And they'd made it, and the very first thing that I'd say to you was, "Don't touch, Draco." And you were touching it, and I didn't get the weight of it right. And the two little fangs went into your hand, and I don't know if they drew blood, but they certainly pierced the skin. And you looked up at me with these big, innocent eyes, all filling with tears, and we played the scene out. And when they said, you know, cut, I rushed over and I'm so sorry, Tom. I didn't understand the weight, I didn't know they were sharp. And you went, no, it's okay. It's good for the scene. It's okay. It's good. It was such a little trooper, and I'm not sure, even to this day, that you truly believe that I didn't do it on purpose.
I was more under shock, mate, because you were such a lovely person when the cameras weren't rolling. And then suddenly it's action, and you just turn into a right bastard. But no,
I did think that was my job. To be honest, I did think that the purpose of Lucius in the stories, because they'd met you already, and you were a horrible little shit in the first film, and they go, well, you know, all the characters are so believable and truthful. Why is this boy so awful to a nice kid who's arrived? Once you see that his father, if you got to see that his father is a loveless bully, and that he's bullying down, it's kind of like a cascade, a waterfall, this unbroken chain of bloodless bullying, it would explain a lot more. And the fact that I humiliated you in front of him too, even in the bookshop, that, you know, I didn't, it's not like I'm bullying you behind closed doors. I'm belittling you in front of him also, which is, well, I felt that was my job, to be awfully mean to you.
I think obviously it's in the writing mostly, but the idea of, like, over the first 5 years at school, obviously you dislike Draco for being a slimy little git, But ultimately, at the end of it, you kind of feel for him because of his terrible parenting from his father's side. At the same time, you start off as an evil shite, and then by the end of it, I mean, I wouldn't say you get sympathy, but you certainly get a whole new look at. But you get a whole new look at Lucius to see this disheveled, red-eyed, scared, like whimpering version almost when year one gets done. It's so that I think Joe did a great job of that as far as like no one's really.
There's no character in it that doesn't have some rich journey and reveal. But I think seeing this arrogant, bullying, elitist, aristocratic prick, and having the layers peel back and getting to see that it comes from that kind of aggression and superiority, comes from neurosis and desperation for. He was so desperate for status.
Yeah.
So you know that,
and it's a great example for in other walks of life. Like, I mean, this is obviously that's a real trait that people have in life. That it doesn't lead to any sort of when you're in power, it doesn't lead for you to be happy, and when you're not, you're still equally. Anyway, I must move on. Come on, I've got questions to ask you.
No, go on. All,
I would love to know because you recently pointed me on to various charities. You've been talking about good causes and so forth, and obviously there's been a wave of volunteers and brave doctors and brave nurses and brave carers and people that are putting themselves on the front line. And you put me in touch with the Red Cross UK team to see what they're doing. And like, I just wondered how you came across them. Is it something that you've always been part of?
Blimey, how did I first do it? I think it was
well, for those of you who don't know, first of all, Jason, give us a rundown about what some of the good things the Red Cross do.
So the Red Cross do extraordinary things. So even when COVID isn't going on, the Red Cross all over the world they're the apolitical organisation that's been around for, I don't know, 100 years or longer. And they are in every disaster anywhere in the world. They're also, they do, refugee crises, refugee camps. They're feeding people. They're trying to get people, they're trying to make people, give people medical and health treatments. They're advocating for legal change. They're housing homeless people. They, in Britain and in every country, they are taking people from hospitals. They're looking after lonely people, old people, helpless people. They are the most extraordinary organisation. And so I'm very careful about who I get involved with. So I want to have a very good, deep look at, if you give money to them, does the money end up actually at the sharp end?
Of course,
And, they are looking after the most vulnerable and helpless people on the planet. And in the UK, where I've been more involved with them, not only are they looking after those, they're doing things I thought that the government did. So when people come home from hospital, they need to be looked after and settled, and someone needs to check on them. It's the Red Cross that are doing it. So now that the coronavirus has made there's far fewer resources, they're doing it even more here. They're also doing food banks. They're clothing people. The number of things that they do is mind-boggling, and they're always part of. Whenever there's a hurricane or a tornado, or they're there too. And they're in prisons, and they're, at every emergency zone, they're there. And the people I meet who work there are so extraordinary, so humbling. But I just remember this one particular story. I went to this food bank where they deal with refugees, asylum seekers, who can't go back because it's too dangerous, but have no status, so have no money, have no homes, and they come and they get food there. And I went with one of the Red Cross people that I work with, walked in, and she saw a young guy there, working there, giving food out. She went, "Tony?" He went, "Hi, this is a guy who has a full-time job at the Red Cross. On his day off, he volunteers at one of their food banks, at what they call one of the centres in Hackney." So it's full of the most extraordinary people. And there are many charities you could pick. I mean, there's so many people doing extraordinary and brilliant, humbling things now. But the thing I would point out, though, and I know that you know this because you do stuff as well, is that in these times when you feel helpless, you're just at home going and scared, psychologists around the world agree on the things that make people happy in life. Strong personal relationships, a sense of purpose, and a sense of service. It's always the same thing. It's never money. Poverty makes people unhappy. Desperation, definitely. But once you have subsistence money, extra money never makes people extra happy. But they all agree that being of service to other people, helping people, makes you feel good, makes you sleep better, makes you feel good. So I do a bunch of stuff. I know you do too. If anyone watching has anything spare financially, the Red Cross could do with it. Many organisations could do with it. If you've got any time spare, volunteer and phone lonely people. If you've got any actual time spare to go and deliver food.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely, reach out.
I don't do it because I'm nice. I'm a horrible, selfish fucker.
I can vouch for that. You're a
I
real
know,
dick.
absolutely. I do it because it makes me feel better about myself.
It's true.
I feel
And that's
like
actually, it's funny you say that, because I think of this redefining the word selfish, because we do interpret that as being a negative word,
right.
selfish. But as you just said, you're not doing it because you're a nice guy. You're literally doing it because it makes you feel good. And it's something that we completely overestimate. We're like, oh, of course, buying a new car and a shiny new guitar will make you happy. But no one thinks like, well, actually, if I just, and it doesn't have to be, we often correlate it with money, but I mean, you go back to what you're saying
If
there.
you've got money to spare, that's great.
But if not,
and they could use it. But
if not, take pleasure in finding the link of something that you're excited about or passionate about, and put it on your social media or send it to your friend or your mom. Like, I really think the smallest drop in the ocean
I've
can
got
make
a friend,
quite
I've got a
ripple
friend on
effect.
lockdown here. She's living by herself, and she's spending 4 or 5 hours a day phoning lonely and vulnerable people at home. And I'd say she's having the time of her life is the wrong thing to say, but she feels satisfied on a profound level. Not like when you get, you'll get a new guitar, I get a new gadget. You just feel satisfied. Also, what about you? We're very privileged in the sense that you've got a roof over your head, I've got a roof over my head.
Absolutely.
I'm not broke, and I've got food. That puts us ahead of so many people in this terrible crisis. And I feel guilty about it. It doesn't make me want to give everything I've got away, but at least I want to do something so that I don't feel so awful about.
Well, I like to think it's a ripple effect. I mean, realistically, this is just me and you having a lovely chat. But if it does bring awareness to certain things to a new person, then it was worth it.
Also, we met because we're in these stories, and it might be a giant commercial enterprise, Harry Potter, and generated billions of dollars, but the truth is right at the heart of Joe's story. And the reason it's been so successful is people get something out of it about how to live their life. We've met so many people, you and I, when we travel around the world, who've gone, this thing saved my life, or this thing inspired me, or this character's journey. Even Draco, who I, as you know, think is the hero of the entire piece because he broke the chains of bondage. I do. I think, that Harry was always goody two-shoes. He was always going to make the right choices. But Draco does something different. And I think a lot of people are inspired by Joe's stories. That's why they're not successful just because they're fun and entertaining. They're successful because they touch you profoundly. And you can have a piece of that if you do a little bit for someone else.
Yeah, I like to think of it as well as, first of all, they're just a very, very entertaining and rich stories, like you said. But also, by the end of it, you can't help but have, not even a slightly better, a much better moral compass than you did when you went in.
Yeah,
as far as you can see what does well.
I love a happy ending. Who doesn't love happy endings?
Well, speaking of happy endings, I am from here down. I am wearing a laced thong. I would like you to guess what color the thong is. And if it's right, I'll show you.
Laced thong. I'm going to say. By now, it's kind of slightly green, slightly mouldy.
Christ, he got it. It's the same one. Yeah.
It's got a little bit of yeast on it or something.
All right. Moving on swiftly. What did I have else to say?
I got questions for you.
Oh, go on, mate.
So,
because I have written stuff down here. I'm trying to be like really organized.
Oh no, sorry. No, then you're in charge. Go on. It's your
no, bollocks. No. I'm saying like it's just ramblings of a madman. Help me out, please.
So I find you to be. We don't want to nauseate anybody at home. Obviously, we like each other.
Oh, Christ, Dad! Don't embarrass me.
Your creative juices are flowing in many different directions. You're a very good actor. You've been on a lot of sets for many years, from when you were a little kid. Are you going to take the reins? Because are you writing stories? Are you going to direct? Are you going to get involved in other things?
I thought you meant horses. Then I'm not a fan, mate.
Yes, right.
I would love
what
to.
I'd love to.
And I'll equally gush back and say.
No, don't. I'll ask you a question. Don't bounce back. I'm going,
no, but I will, and I'll say this: I've been lucky enough to really, really enjoy the industry, as I'm sure you know. Yeah. Acting is a noble profession. Not so much that, but more like there's a hell of a lot of luck that goes into it, and there's a hell of a lot of luck when who you're working with. Because it doesn't matter if you've got two great actors together. If we don't have an understanding before we go into this that I'm allowed to make mistakes and be vulnerable, then you've already fucked it up.
But also, you're not in charge of it. You get picked. So people go, you played a certain type of character in these enormously successful films. And so people come to you, presumably, and ask you to play the same kind of thing all the time. And you have to decide whether you want to repeat yourself or try and do different things, which you have managed to do.
Sure.
The way you managed to do it best.
Actually, that trumps that really is the experience I have. I don't mind doing it as terrible films that don't come out good if I really, really enjoyed it. Versus working on something that won an Oscar, but I hated every minute, and I woke up in the morning and just, you know, I'm a big believer in experience over the product. I mean, certainly with Potter, like, obviously it's phenomenal that we're still here talking about it. At the same time, I just had a great time because I was surrounded by the likes of yourself and decent people that paved the way for me to be able to enjoy it in the future. Because, you know, who is it that said, someone said that if we'd shot these in America, by the time I was 14, 15, I think it was you who said this, I would be in the gym or I'd be doing some sort of like bicep curls, and we were really allowed to be pretty much just normal kids.
I saw some kids. Well, the first time I went to LA, I better not mention any names. I went to a set where there was a very famous kid, and he had a chaperone because his parents were on a different coast.
Right.
And he had like drugs and guns and girls, and like, I mean, it's beyond conception what he had. The chaperone was completely beholden to him because he would have been fired if any of the stuff came out. So he just, a teenager who just was indulging himself in the most extraordinary way. But I've seen other teenagers not quite as bad, but first of all, the earnings pyramid for the family is completely inverted. So you've got a kid who's earning the money.
What do you mean?
Aunts and sisters. So they're really invested in the kid never going to school and continuing to do projects back to back to back. And it just didn't happen with any of you lot on Potter. You were grounded. You had parents that cared about you. You actually had producers that cared about you. And you were kept humble by everybody treating you just like a kid because there were loads of other kids there you were at school with.
Yeah, and I think the main thing as well, like the idea, I mean, not that I've seen it on too many sets, but hierarchies have been a lot stronger on other sets than they were on Potter. You know, there certainly was no case of the crew pandering to the cast. Well, maybe when we were like 12 years old, the rule was don't swear, which they did anyway. But other than that, we were allowed to have a good time, which is definitely.
Do you ever get embarrassed, like at times like this? So we're, you know, the world is in this extraordinary crisis at the moment. Do you ever get embarrassed that we do this stupid job?
Embarrassed? I mean, I do think it's.
Well, we're not. You know, we're not doctors. You know.
Well, no. Well, I'd love to be a doctor. I'm quoting Gervais now. I'd love to be a doctor. It's just too hard. I want to be a soldier. I'm not brave enough. Yeah, too scared. Oh, I'm an entertainer. It's in my blood. It's just easy. Now, this is not me. I'm quoting Gervais.
No,
I love that. I do love that scene. Yeah, I do, mate. I feel very lucky because, you know, I don't really. I'll often forget about it. I really do. And I walk through somewhere and someone will be like, "Hey, what's up? I'm like, how do I know you?" And we're like, "Oh, no, we watched you in the film."
What's the weird thing? Because you live in LA. In LA, anywhere you go, everybody knows everybody's entire acting resume. As soon as you get out of LA, it doesn't happen. But as soon as I land in Los Angeles, I feel about 1,000 times more famous than the completely unfamous that I am in England. It's weird. You go to Starbucks and they know the ratings and what your last film took at the box office, and you just go, just give me a fucking cup of tea with it.
But they don't go, they go, "Hey, Jason."
Yeah, they know.
You? Do I know you? The amount of time people will come up to me and go, "Oh my God," and I've just gone, "Oh my God, yeah!" In fear that I have met them a year ago and I've forgotten their name or whatever.
Well, I overcompensate, throw my arms around people and kiss them on both cheeks, and they go, "Just want to say I like Black Hawk Down." And I go,
"Well, that could be a dangerous thing to advertise on such a channel." If you see Jason in the street, run up to him. Doesn't matter what he's doing, whether he's eating, whether with his family. Just grab him.
I do the opposite. So I overcompensate with someone who I think I know, and then someone else comes up and says hello, and I'm go, "Nice to meet you," and they go, "Nice to meet you. We went to school together for 12 years. I married you," or whatever the hell it is, you know.
Yeah. I've done that one. Okay, wait. Someone just nudged me, and they've nudged me several times here. Do you have a favorite? Was there a favorite line or scene or something that? Because I get the same request all the time. My father will hear about this, which you have done.
I do.
Potter is another one. Scared Potter. That's about it, really. But those are the requests. I mean,
God, you know, I remember "Don't Touch." I mean, between you and I remember that. I remember the line. I remember that line to Daniel. I remember being in. You weren't in the scene, so it doesn't count. It wasn't any good because you weren't there. I was in Hagrid's house in the invisibility cloak. And they said, "You call this a heist?" Just like saying heist.
Heist. Wait, what does it mean?
Well, it's house, you know. Actually, one of my favourite moments was Rafe snapping my wand.
Oh, yeah.
I always imagined that was getting my pants pulled down and being castrated at the table there. Because it's the worst thing you could do to anyone.
He was, as far as I remember, Rafe was lovely. But I remember that particular scene. There were so many people in the room. Everyone was very lovely, but tensions were high. It did feel like you were being castrated.
Also, he knows how to take the moment, Rafe. He took that moment. He knows how to play power. And well, it's all very social and fun off camera, but when they go action, there's a terrifying dude in the room.
Yeah,
stickers all over his face.
And when they say cut, and you see him sitting on a chair with a cup of tea, reading a newspaper. Voldemort reading a newspaper is pretty bloody scary.
It is. It is still quite scary.
Okay, I have another question. I'm going to throw just to test. Oh, you're going to hate me for this.
Go on.
What are questions? Let's check your trivia. In which book did Harry and Ginny share their first kiss?
Oh, jeez. Did they not do it at the ball in Goblet of Fire?
Perfect. Ding ding. Honestly,
wow.
I don't know. No. It's
no, they didn't.
Half-Blood Prince.
No, he didn't even take her to there. Half-Blood Prince. Oh yeah, I wasn't in that film.
Okay. Okay.
A terrible thing happened to me actually that film. So I flew back. I was invited to the premiere, and I can't remember what I was doing. I was working somewhere in America, and I flew back overnight and landed during the day and hadn't gone to bed and went to the premiere. And it's all very glitzy and it's weird being. Maybe it's different being you because you look like him, but I don't look like Lucy. So I go about my daily life in London. And I'm, go to the shops, the supermarket, while I get on the tube, and then at night, get out the car at the premiere. Everyone screams your name, and you go, "I've been walking about during the day. No one made the slightest fuss." But anyway, go to this thing, and I sit, and I'm right behind lovely David Yates, who directed it, but I haven't slept for 48 hours.
Gosh, you did not.
And I snored very, very loudly, like
Jason.
a hippo. And my wife kept on fully kung fu elbowing me in the face because I would go like that. Not because the film was boring.
You can't fall asleep.
I hadn't slept.
Oh my God!
Terrible memory.
Well, yeah. To be fair, he mentioned it to me the next day and said, "I can't believe it." It's just so rude. It's so rude.
Do you know this about David? He's got a tail. So David Yates is the lovely director, but I'm watching who directed.
I just remember him doing this.
Yeah, but very like Tigger, just so enthusiastic.
He was very happy.
He directed 5, 6, 7, and 7 Part 2, and then the Fantastic Beasts film. So he's insanely talented, but he's a very, very sweet man. So we come out from behind the camera after doing a take and find some little compliment, little gift to give to everyone on the set, not just the actors. Oh, I love the way to the set dresser, the glasses laid down. I like the way to extras. You leant back when he walked by you, and Jason. And he'd say lovely things to everyone, but if he touched you on the arm, he had a note, he had a correction. He didn't know he had a spell. He'd come up and go, "Oh, that was lovely." And he'd go, "Can I just say?" And they just lean in and just go, just touch on the elbow, go, "Okay, you can't see me here." Go, "So when you walk in the door," and I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, what is it? What have I done wrong?" No. I had a terrible tell.
He was very obtuse. He'd never want to be like, no, what are you doing? Shut up, stop.
No, never.
He would always be like, whatever you did. Oh yeah, that was interesting. But you're right. As soon as you had
as soon as you get the arm on the other,
just do something this way. Done.
So
I love
wasn't going to.
It was great.
I can't remember. I think it was number 5 that I wasn't quite sure whether I was going to take the job because it was a very small part in number 5, and it was spread out with many months in between, and it stops you doing other jobs. And
sure.
I didn't want to not be in the films anymore, but it just wasn't. Professionally, it wasn't such a great opportunity. No, and David said to me, "Look, I know it's not a great part in there, but we have written you a really fantastic scene where you go and persuade Voldemort to turn on, I can't remember, Snape or Dumbledore, whatever it is, like where I go and manipulate Voldemort to do something." And I went, "Really?" He said, yeah, I think it really worked. It's great. Anyway, I took the job partly because Joe had told me that I was going to be in number 7. I'm like, okay, well, then I don't mind. I'm not going to be in 6.
You've got the inside scoop.
But I'll be back. So I took the job, and this scene is coming up. And David says to me at Rap one day, we're going to shoot the scene the next day. He goes, "Well, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be great. The scene's going to be so good. You're going to really be great in it." And it's one of the reasons I took the job, because it is a lovely scene. And I come in the morning and I go to work, and I get in the trailer, and David appears at the door of the trailer, comes to see me. Director never came to see me in the trailer. And he sat down next to me. He said, "Oh, I was looking at the scene last night." And he touched me on the arm.
Uh-oh.
And I knew it was gone. And I said,
"Oh, no."
"What?" And he goes, "I was just thinking," and I went, "It doesn't make any sense, does it? You don't want Voldemort to be manipulated by Lucius. That would be a terrible scene." He went, "Yeah." And it was gone.
But that's, I mean, that's a testament to, because I'm sure
he was right. But,
even in my limited, well, not limited, but even in my short career, I've seen that several times. Half of that times for me. Well, for example, Chamber of Secrets. No one told us that scene from Borgin and Burks was not in it until we watched it.
No, that's right.
Where did it come from? And I know Dave Legino, bless his heart, is a dear. He played Fenrir Greyback for the last 3 films. He did all the lines. He read all the lines on set, and it's only when he went to see the film that they'd given him this wolf-like sound. I remember him asking his artist, being like, no one told him. So that was, at least it was sweet of Yates to come up to you and say, listen, mate, it's not going to work.
No, sweet. He was an incredibly nice man. I had another one with Gary Oldman and I were left to do a giant wand battle in the Vale Room for quite a long time.
I remember, that was a great scene.
In my memory, it was weeks. Maybe it might be the days of it. But we came up with all these fabulous special effects things. And every time we came up with something, they go, yeah, we did that. I go, really? I go, yeah, can I whack the one down on the ground and a wave of rock knocks him over? I go, yeah, we did that. Gary goes, how about if I do this and a big green spot gas tank? Yeah, we did that. So we did all these fantastic effects and a long fight. And then when I went in to do a little bit of revoicing of the scene, it was about 2 seconds long. And I went, David, where's the battle? He went, oh, it was such a good fight. Such a good fight. He said, and if I was making a film called Lucius versus Sirius, we had the whole climactic end sequence. But unfortunately, it's not called that. And we've got another fight afterwards, and it wasn't as good. So we cut
so they had to get, yeah. It's like a wizarding James Bond, that, isn't it? You and Gary Oldman having it out. Yeah, well, that's, I mean, testament to, well, the time we had to muck around a bit, I suppose, or create some scenes. Yeah.
Wait, so I remember you disappearing all the time because you had to go to school every time you weren't. The camera
Martin Cameo, what's up? Sorry, just shout out. Let's go for it, mate.
Oh, you're seeing all the people. I'm not seeing them.
I can see like one line, and my eyes are bad, and I'm just too distracted by your facial features. It's hard to concentrate. Don't show me the bicep.
Did you? Sorry, no, the gun. Sorry. Did you work at school? What was it like jumping off to go to school? Well, that stuff. I can't imagine that you could focus.
What, you mean like tutoring?
Yeah.
I was like, you'd be in the Great Hall for 3 hours, and then you'd have to piss off to a room by yourself and be taught by a teacher. Well, it was no fun being a class clown in a room of one, I tell you. It was pretty crap, to be fair. Although, I mean, I say crap, it was great as far as education. We got our 3 to 6 hours every single day.
Right.
And, as a kid, you just want to, once you come from the Great Hall or wherever it is, you don't really want to sit in some styrofoam, some cupboard. Well, yeah, inevitably, looking back at it, it was great because it did help my general education of maths and stuff. Right. But other than that, it was a bloody nightmare. Yeah, I just wanted to stay on set.
And you didn't get competitive because you weren't in class with the others. So you didn't get competitive with them.
No, we were actually separated quite a lot because we were different ages. When we started. Yeah. In fact, there's a picture of me, Alfie, and Emma being part of the same class. That wasn't so bad when I was 12 and the other kids were maybe 10 or 9, because you could more or less teach us the same shit, shapes of triangles or whatever it may be. It's when it got into further education. And in fact, I remember being really pissed off because I tried pretty hard and I got sort of average grades. Good grades, just not outstanding. And of course,
it's very hard to get outstanding grades in that context.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then Emma and Radcliffe combined, 2 separately, both managed to sail with A-star pluses, badges with honor, and I'm like, wow, you guys are working 3 times as hard as I am.
I need to cast aspersions, but I'm sure the envelopes passed hands in dusty car park.
You knew it. Cheeky buggers. All right, Jason, I'm going to have to love and leave you, my friend, because I'm
going
to
move
move
on
to some
talk to
stuff.
your friends.
No, but thank you so much for being here today. And I'm hoping can we not do this every Friday? I mean, just a quick chat, if nothing else. And also, I feel like between the 2 of us, we can rope in a few more of the old colleagues from Hogwarts and get them on.
I know the old ones. You know the young ones.
Great. Well, let's reconvene in the middle of the week. And hey, before I leave you as well, if you don't mind me asking, family, everything's okay at home?
You know what? This virus likes my family. It's cut a sway through them. 2 of my brothers have had it very badly. They're alive, thank God, but they've been to hospital numbers of time. One of them's in hospital for a long time. They're both alive and recovering. My dad had it quite badly.
How's he doing? Is he all right?
He's all right.
Better?
Amazing, he's a survivor. But whatever the genetic makeup of the Isaacs men is, the coronavirus finds it rather attractive. So I'm going to try and keep myself clean and
well,
healthy.
mate, yeah.
Everyone else
stays
clean and healthy.
Stay at home, wash your hands 30 times a day, and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Father,
Spread
I love you.
down. You know.
There's a hug over Insta.
Bye, matey. I love you. Love you, son.
I love you too,
and,
mate.
Everyone
We'll
else
catch up in the week,
stay
okay?
safe. Stay home. Stay kind. So I don't even know how to get out of this. I'll just be a guy pressing buttons.
What do we do? No, don't say
Can you
goodbye
kick me
then
off?
awkwardly. No, look at that way. I'll look at this way. Wait,
Right.
bye. Huh? Dad was the second call. Wait, can you still? No, I'm not even speaking to anyone, am I?
Yeah, that was fun.
It's good to see Dad. Nice to see Dad. Where were we? Where were we at, Derek? Do you have some good news for me?
Do I?
Yeah, so I could pass on some stories of good news.
I do have some good news.
I'll start though quickly. Did you know it was today, some 40, 50 years ago, that Paul McCartney confirmed that he was not dead?
This is today.
I read it earlier, yeah. And Winston Churchill got knighted today. Wealth of facts. What have you heard, Derek?
I heard that there's a guy in London that has started to do a little fundraising thing where he's decided to clap for 24 hours.
For 24 hours? Is he raising money?
Yeah, he's raising money.
This is it, 24 hours. What's his name? Are you being for real?
No, that's a real.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's shout him out. What's his name?
Let's shout him out. We should. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, quickly though, sorry. We have a interruption for a breaking news update about sport. Uh-huh. Whoa. We can't use that kind of language on the air, Willow. Excuse me there. She's very passionate about the Dodgers. Okay. Do you want to keep reporting? You're going to find out some more about the latest? Yes, you are. Good God. Wow, gripping stuff. I mean, that's Pulitzer winning shit if I never saw it. Yeah, Derek, what's the name of the clapper? Yes, anyone else has some questions or some love from Israel, or is there going to be a question?
Here we go.
Who am I going to pick here?
You
got what now?
Jack Peagham, it seems.
Jack Peagham.
Yes.
Shout outs to Jack Peagham, clapping for 24 hours.
Initiative.
Yes, well, this is something that they've been doing, I think, on Thursday nights back in the UK, where they've been applauding.
He's doing a live video feed as well. He's doing on his Facebook.
Does he need some sort of moisturizer? How? Surely the hands are gonna.
He must have a team similar to what we got with a.
Yeah. And someone's like lubricating. Oh, hello. Sorry. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Camila, I'm from Argentina.
Camila from Argentina. Buenos noches. Hola. How are you? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great to see you. Can you give me some good news from Argentina, or perhaps a question or something to say to these lovely people?
I'm on quarantine a long time ago, and I'm very tired. I'm sorry for my English.
Not at all. Your English is fabulous. It's far better than anything I can do. All right, my darling. Well, we wish you all the best. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Sending you love now.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, darling. Wonderful. We're spreading the love. As far as Argentina, let's see what the next victim has.
Next caller.
It's caller. First time listener, long time caller. First time caller, long time listener. Hi.
How are you?
Terrible.
Oh no, how come?
No, I'm just making sure you're listening. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank
Where are
you
you
for.
calling from? What's going on?
I'm from Belgium.
Belgium. All right.
Yes,
we were
I
there last year
am.
in Ghent. Is it Ghent?
Yes, I missed it, and you did
Oh.
like your performance with your guitar on the square, and I saw the live stream, and I wasn't there, unfortunately.
Oh, well, you're here now.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
I love Belgium. It's so beautiful. The people are lovely. The food's great. The beer's good.
Yeah,
And
true,
just the cities. Oh, Ghent. Where else did we go to? Bruges, obviously. Yeah.
Yes, I actually live in Bruges, so that's
Do
very
you?
beautiful. Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, so you only get to give a shout out if you answer this question correctly.
Oh wow, shit.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. Wait, these questions are, I can't read what the hell. What does Dumbledore tell Harry he sees in the mirror of Erised?
What Dumbledore sees.
What does Dumbledore tell Harry he sees? Yes, what does Dumbledore see? I mean, we all know it.
Oh no, I don't know. I know. Oh my god, no, I don't know. Oh,
Okay,
shit, now I
okay,
feel
okay.
like such a terrible fan.
No, it's okay. Okay, they go on your feet, but they're not shoes.
What?
They go on your feet.
I don't. Something with socks then?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
right, brilliant. Bravo. You win a dog biscuit.
Oh wow, you can give it to Willow for me.
I will give it to Willow for you. Marvelous. All right, lots of love to Belgium.
I had a question.
Sorry, yeah,
I was wondering. No worries. I was wondering if you had any new projects like coming up or that you're working on, or.
Funny you should say such a thing. In fact, I'm hoping to speak to the man that created it. There's a new film coming out today, I believe, on all your digital platforms, iTunes and so forth. I don't know whether it's Europe yet. It may just be the States. But there is a film called Breaking for Wales.
Breaking for Wales. Okay,
Breaking for Wales. Yes.
I'll look it up.
I'll be sure to put the a little trailer up on my Insta later. But I think it's available now. It's a kind of like. It's a comedy. It's my first comedy, I think. Had a lot of fun doing it. I think you'll like it.
Okay, great. Can't wait to see it.
Lots of love to Belgium.
Bye. Thank
darling.
you.
Please call Emma. She keeps calling me. I'm like, no, I'm busy. Rotate, what's up? Just US at the moment. Okay, thank you. I have the Felt Beats girls, if you don't know them. These people keep me more informed of what I'm doing than I know. Very helpful. And my mum uses their website as a way of finding out where I am. Anyway, let's see what the next caller. What have we had? Argentina, Belgium. Jason was in Angleterre. What up? Oh, hi, Mum. What's your name? Where are you from?
Is that you?
He left me. He hung up on me. Wow. All right. You little shit. No, fair enough. Okay, let's find someone that might be more. You see him pass the phone to his mum. She's like, "What are you doing?" Oh yeah, I'll get that bastard. Hide live video. No. Pin comment. I can't. Hello, darling.
Hi!
Hola.
I'm from Italy.
Italy. Grazie mille.
Do you like Italy?
I love Italy. Whereabouts in Italy you are? North, south?
Down.
Down. Okay.
Naples.
Beautiful. Are you okay? Everything okay? Bellissimo? I think that's.
I'm embarrassing.
No, you're not embarrassing.
Can you see?
What?
Can you see pizza?
Can I say pizza? Absolutely. I love pizza. Now, the real question is, did the Italians invent pizza or did the Chicagoans? Exactly. Exactly. All right, my darling, listen, have fun. Lots of love to Italy, okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Italy, they've been having a rough time, obviously, the last few weeks. Great to see that so many people helping others, etc. Okay. Shit, I just missed him. Fuck. Oh, excuse my French. Tom. Wait, let me find him again.
Did you just send a little request? You want me to let him know?
Yeah. Just say whenever's good. Oh yeah, no, sure. I'll find something in the meantime. Anyway, how about a little song? 'Cause we don't really care in what you're thinking. 'Cause we'll go diving straight into the deep end. We know it. Guess what? We'll keep on tonight. And tonight. Johnny Cole! What's up? Shout outs to Landy. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, the next segment I was going to do was learn a song with Tom. So together, get your guitars out, get your ukuleles ready. We're about to learn a new song from Tom. When I decide what it is, I haven't got that far yet. I know, it doesn't come out like one, it comes out like... We're still learning the technicalities of doing such an affair. Please call you. I mean, call Emma. I told you, she keeps calling me. I'm busy. Okay, wait, here we go. There's an opportunity. Ah, bollocks. Wait, hang on.
Yo, yo, yo!
TF!
TF!
Big
How
TF.
are you?
You are big TF, I'm little TF, right? There is a couple of years between us, is there not?
Is there? Oh man, I'm so old. How old are you?
I look older than you, so we're going to move on from the age game.
It's because I can't grow any facial hair. This is my limit.
I don't
Look at your lovely stubble.
Wow, cheers, mate. It's mostly laziness. How the devil are you, man?
Do you know what? I'm pretty good. I feel like, you know, obviously there's some terrible stuff going on in the world right now.
For sure.
But I quite suit the isolated lifestyle. I feel like I've been practicing for isolation for like 17 years being in a band.
I mean, I won't lie. It does seem like you are enjoying being a father probably more than you should do. It seems like you're just hanging with your best friends, really.
Well, listen, don't get me wrong. Being at home every day with 3 kids. So for everyone watching, I have 3 boys who are 6, 4, and 1. It is stressful. It's hectic, but you know we're getting by.
Do you take equal duties? You and the missus, you and G.
Yeah, it's always been. It's kind of weird because we both have similar jobs. So my wife's an author, and I write books as well. I'm in a band, so it's kind of similar. You know, we're both writing a lot of the time. So we try and time our like writing cycle so that one of us is writing while the other one isn't. So you can do all the school runs and stuff, and then we swap over. But you know, it doesn't always work like that. So it's we just kind of juggle it.
Yeah, still, it's always hard to find time to actually sit down for hours and write. So it sounds like you've got a pretty good system.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just sit in this room for hours and hours. Well, what I basically do is I don't sleep anymore because the only time I get to work is once the kids are in bed at night. So
I was going to mention the bags under the eyes are just screaming 3 days out. No,
it's because I'm sitting really close to lights. That's my trick. I sit really close to these lights and it hides all of my flaws.
I can tell. Because look, I look like some sort of slightly pink thing, and you look like some sort of beautifully lit. We'll talk about.
Mate, you look amazing.
We'll talk about this later. Anyway, I should mention, as of course, for those of you who don't know, Tom Fletcher and I have been friends for we're going on a decade now.
Yeah, well, and
no, not that long. I've been a long time fan, new time friend.
Well, likewise, and yeah, and mainly I think because we are both called Tom, and our surnames begin with F. We're similar ages, and the McFly Potter fan base is definitely a crossover of demographic somewhere. And I would always get stopped in the street and say, "Hi, are you Tom?" And I'd be like, "I am Tom, yes." They'd be like, "Oh my God, I love you in the last Harry Potter movie." I'm like, yeah, I'm not that Tom. Even at the Harry Potter premieres that I've been to, people be like, "Oh my God, you're amazing in that film I just watched." I'm like, I wasn't in the film you just watched.
I would have claimed it, honestly. The last time.
Well, yeah, it got to the point where I just stopped correcting people now. I'd just be like, "Yeah, well, that's me."
Exactly. People say to me, like, you know, the first album was best, and I said, "Thank you, I appreciate it." Me and Danny have been working on it for a while. Speaking of which, actually, were you not set up to do some shows? Is it now or
Yeah. Yeah, we were meant to go. We were meant to go to Brazil.
That?
Yeah, so we're meant to be on tour in the UK. I think now it's Brazil first, because we haven't toured for about 4 years as McFly. Yeah. So this was like our big year of touring, you know, back together, and yeah, we've had to postpone it all. So I think Brazil's now postponed until September. The UK tour, I think, is October, I think, but you know, it depends on what happens. Yeah, so you know, it's a bummer, but it's what, you know, it's the right thing to do, and it's what we have to do.
I mean, listen, we've all. I mean, the amount of things that are being cancelled now and changed. I mean, we've just got to count our blessings and wonder if it is a blessing in disguise, in the sense that, have you been able to work on some other stuff that you probably wouldn't have got around to if you'd been on tour? Because I know you're a busy penner. What's the latest book you're working on?
I'm working on my next a new novel. It's kind of ongoing. So I've got a new novel that will come out hopefully in October. So I've got a book out that I wrote with my wife at the moment. She's working on her next one. I'm working on my next one. We're working on a script for another project together. It's like a lot of stuff. And normally, you know, when the kids are at school, you get a little bit of time in the day. So although I've got more time at home, it's kind of less time to work. I've paused my writing at the moment.
Well, that's very...
For a very good reason.
That's very
miss this for the world.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Of course, we're here to sort of promote being at home and not taking any stupid risks of going out. And we're obviously, we're trying to lead people towards the Red Cross tonight in the UK, because obviously you must have seen it doing at home, the Herculean effort of all the... you know, the front staff as far as nurses and doctors at the NHS. Were you part of the round of applause, or is that a thing that happens in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, we go out Thursday nights, do the round of applause. We're also, so our song, my band has a song called All About You, and we're donating all of our royalties for that song for the whole year. We're donating to the NHS charities. So that song, for the rest of the year, it belongs to the NHS.
This is a very weird alignment of stars, Tom, because first of all, bloody awesome. That's incredible. I really think that they're the unsung heroes, and finally they're getting a song. But that song specifically, this is the segment called Learn a Song with Tom. Now, I didn't tell you this, but you're the Tom, not me. And the song that I'm hoping you're going to be able to teach me and all of our lovely listeners is It's All About You. F?
Yeah. Mate, I don't need to teach you, you know it.
Well, no.
Although, on the record, we play it, and when we play it, we don't have to do it now, but we play it with the capo on. We play it on with the capo on one fret.
You take it up higher.
Wait right high, but
wait right there.
I didn't even know if I've got one. I feel like I'm now responsible for everyone watching. Hi, everyone.
You know what? Bollocks to it. We'll get the capo or the capo or whatever.
Forget it.
But just
the capo.
Just for me.
Where are you? You in LA?
I'm actually in Arizona at the moment. But yeah, somewhere warm. I found one. If you've got one.
Hold on.
Don't worry about it if not. All right.
Don't worry about it. We'll do it like
Sure.
Okay.
So just walk me through the first bit. It's C.
Yeah, so it starts. It's all about you. What's that? Well, I play. So it's F essentially, but I play it with a D in the bass.
As in, oh no, this is way too complicated. Okay, you already.
It's an F. Basically, me and Danny kind of play different chords, and it sounds nice and kind of lush and full together.
There you go. It's an inside track.
That's the one that I play.
It's
all about you, baby.
It's all about you.
It's all about you.
And then
right, so the verse goes. C, yesterday you E, like E major 7.
Yeah.
You asked me something I thought you knew.
Nice.
So I told you, it's my weird chord, with a smile. It's all about you.
Nice.
Then you whispered in my ear and you told me to. Said you made my life worthwhile. It's all about you.
67. Oh,
And
I would answer
all your wishes if you
ask me to.
But if you deny me one of
Your
kisses,
kisses.
don't know what I do. Then we put the little pinky on her.
Oh, where's that? Oh, up here?
It's kind of, I don't know where that is.
It's somewhere that, yeah, we'll get there, don't worry, yeah.
So hold me close and say
three
words like you used to do. Dancing on the kitchen tiles. It's all about you.
Yeah.
Daddy does like a fancy little solo.
Is that on a nylon? Is that on a nylon?
Yeah.
That one. That solo, right?
It was, yeah. I
Sounds like
think
a
it was
Spanish
my
guitar.
one that I had. I think it was like one from when I was learning as a kid that I bought in and played on.
It's beautiful. I love the story of this, by the way, as well, because you guys came out when it was kind of the start of. You redefined the genre of boy bands, I suppose, because we've never seen one play instruments for such a long time, and that was the song that I remember loving. But I think when I first at my school, it wasn't cool for me to say that I like that song.
I'm not sure it's still not cool. I don't think
it's damn bloody cool. We're playing it. So after the it goes back to right. I would answer all
your wishes
if you ask me to.
But if you deny me one of your kisses, don't know what I do. So hold me close and say 3 words like you used to do. Dancing on the kitchen tiles. Yes, you made my life worthwhile. So I told you in a smile. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you, baby. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you.
I love it. Learn a new song with Tom. There you go. Every week we're going to do this. I'm going to bug you. But just before I let you run back to your clan, tell me the story of that song. Where was it written and how did it come about?
It was Valentine's Day, and I was living with my band, and I hadn't got my girlfriend at the time a Valentine's Day present, so I literally ran upstairs. I thought, I'll write her a song, and I wrote this. The quickest song I've ever written. I wrote it in about 5 minutes. And then I quickly went down. Danny, my bandmate, had a little studio set up. I quickly recorded just me singing it and acoustically, like it just on acoustic, put it on a CD, and I drove to her house and I gave it to her. And I've now been married to her for 8 years. We have 3 kids together. And also then when we were, so there's a charity, you got it in America as well, Comic Relief. Yeah, they were looking for a new song, and I had a meeting with Richard Curtis, and he said, "Oh, play us what you've got." And none of the McFly songs really worked. I was like, "Oh, actually, I do have this other one that I just wrote for my girlfriend," and I played him that, and he was like, "That's the Comic Relief song." And then it ended up becoming this like one of our biggest songs.
That's pretty. I mean, it's pretty awesome as well. You got Richard Curtis giving you the thumbs up for a song, and
that's always nice.
It's pretty cool. And anyway, how are the McFly boys? Danny and everyone's well. Dougie and whatnot.
Everyone is good. We're trying to finish off, and we literally spent the first half of the year, first beginning bit of the year in the studio working on our next album. We haven't released a studio album since 2010, so it was like.
I was gonna say it's been a while. You got some new material for us.
Well, yeah. So now we're just trying to finish it off remotely from our homes. Luckily, like technology is there and we can do it now, but. So we're just finishing it via Zoom and sending files to each other and stuff. So it's not ideal, but. So we're really excited about it. It's just, we're trying to get it finished and hopefully give people some music to listen to. And
it is pretty cool, actually. I did a little bit of ADR sessioning yesterday, which is like, when you do voice looping for a film.
Yeah, right.
Usually you got to go in the studio, obviously, and see it. But I did it remotely the other day, and I was like, this is really awesome. Which also asks the question of why I haven't been asked to do falsetto on any of your new music. But I'm assuming that you're just saving me for the end. I don't know.
Mate, you're welcome to anytime. It's an open invitation.
Oh,
Hey, I do have. Do you know? There's got a bit of trivia for you. I was an extra in the first Potter movie. Did you know that?
Yeah, I do recall you saying this, and remind me about it because I'm not sure if I
And
believe
my
you when you
wife.
tell it.
We were both. And the reason you can't actually see either of us in the movie is because I think we'd had an argument, and I was either trying to like make up with her on the Hogwarts Express on platform 9 3/4. That's why you can't see us.
Wow. So the TF alignment is
That's
even
the
further.
crossover.
It's pretty cool. Do you know what house you were in?
I never got to Hogwarts. I didn't make it. I was on platform 9 3/4, and then I didn't actually get to do any other scenes. That was it.
Well, that's good because if you'd said Gryffindor, I'd have just hung up on you. Okay, as a last one, because I'm asking everyone, and I know you should probably get this right. This is a bit of Potter trivia. What do Hermione's Muggle parents do for a living?
Oh,
it's a big one, mate. This is a big one. You're either going to upset a lot of people here.
They do for a living. Are they teachers or doctors or something like that?
Doctors, but doctors of
dentists.
Bravo. All right, Fletcher, mate, thank you so much for the time. Send my love to all the family and keep up the videos on that. I do find them very entertaining.
And you, mate, it's a great thing that you're doing. Thank you for inviting me on.
Cheers, mate. And we'll catch up soon.
Take care. See you soon, mate. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Wow, look at that. Hey, Fletcher teaching us some music. It's all about TF. It's all about T. What was that chord he was playing? He played an F with a D. Oh my God, I can't even. Nah, don't know what it was. It was beautiful. Did you hear that? D. Did you hear that chord he was playing? Oh, it was really good. Really good. Thanks, Fletcher, for coming on. That's very sweet of you. Okay, we do have a very important report from Willow, which has got some latest scoop. Ow, static. Willow, tell the viewers what's been happening in Dogville. What about the weather? Willow? Sit. What's happening in the weather today? Groundy. Yep. She says how she tells. She can tell. Otter. Otter. This is Willow's sidekick. Fortunately, Otter is blind. Do you like being friends with Willow? No. Is she looking after you? No. Willow, Otter wants to speak to you. Please don't bite me anymore. I don't want to be in your mouth. Oh, she's actually listening for once. Ow! My head. Okay, sorry, I'm fucking around with that. Good girl, Wells. Good girl. All right, let's finish up here. We've been going on for a while. No, I can't say hello. Maybe I can say hello. Can you sing an MJ song, please? I'm dancing, the man in the mirror. Those are the wrong chords, I don't care. So, what do we have? There's new songs going on. There's some new songs going on. Cause that's it, I quit. Love with girls, I've given up on it. I've given up on it. And talking to my boy D the other day, we decided we were better off without them anyway. Yeah, man, we'll just chill. Better off without them anyway. Cause we scrolled up and down all night. You best believe we swiped left and right. Swipe left and right. Cause there's nothing now, anything, anywhere at all. And then she came along. And then she came along and my heart went, ooh. something about you. Then my heart went la da 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 da. Yeah. Now hold up, T Felt's what you saying? What? I'm pretty sure now the opposite you said just the other day. You said something like, yeah, maybe that was true. You said something like, we don't need boobies, we'll watch movies. Maybe occasionally roll some doobies for the luck. This boy. Cause there's nothing now, anything, anywhere at all. But then she came along, fuck's sake. Then she came along and my heart went, ooh. There's something about you. Then my heart went la da 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 da, yeah. Nothing now, anything, anywhere at all. Then she came along, oh. Then she came along. There's something about you. You put my ducks in a row. There's something about you. I think you already know. There's something about the way you hold me in your arms, sweet darling girl. Please say privé. There's something about you. Woo! You know who you are. You put my ducks in a row. There's something about you. I think you already know. Something about the way you hold me in your arms, sweet darling girl. Oh, oh, oh. Someone's called something about you.
Hi.
Hey, who's this? Hey, hello?
Okay, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning over here, so I'll have to find a room with light.
No worries. I can't see anyone. Who's talking to me? What the devil's going on?
Okay, the video's not working.
It's fine.
But hi.
Hi, where are you from, my darling? What's your name?
I'm from India. I'm from India. My name's Seher. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh my god, this is so cool.
Awesome. No, it's not awkward at all. In fact,
Draco Malfoy is my favorite. I can point you.
Thank you. You have some taste. I appreciate that. Are you with your family? Are you with your sisters and brothers?
Yes, I'm with my brother and my mom.
Okay. Are you all Team Slytherin?
I'm a Hufflepuff, and I'm proud about it.
We're done, mate. Have a good night. See you later. I'm just joking. Do you have a question for me at all? Or a request? Or some good news? Neither. She hung up on me. Brilliant. I love it. That was good. She got there ahead of me. Very good. Very good. Shout outs to India. Everyone over there. Hope you're okay. Hi from Russia. Definitely. Oh, here we go. Another batch. Another batch. No, wait. Remember this kid? Is this going to work? Unable to join. No? Okay. It's not as straightforward as I was hoping, really. Yeah. We'll just pick anyone, really. I don't know. And we should ask a question before the question. No, I can't do that. Okay. Definitely not answering that. Unable to join. For bollock's sake. Okay, this is my last chance, and then I'll. It just keeps changing every 20 seconds. Sleeping Panda, come to me. No, unable to join. All right, I'll call you back in a sec, I guess.